Hi, I'm Jillian Bell. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm a realtor, I'm a yogi, and I created this channel so that you can do yoga at home and learn something new. Today we're going to be covering hip health. So to me, hip health is all about strength and flexibility. For practice today, you're going to need 2 blocks, and I expect that you're already warm so that we can just dive right in. So when you're ready, bring your left foot to the top of the mat and take both blocks underneath your hands. Walking your left foot wide to the side, and you'll see I turn my toes out at about 45 degrees, and then find the blade of your left foot, making sure that you're not rolling through the ankle to keep the joint nice and stable. Activate through your core and your glutes to protect your low spine. Staying here for a couple of breaths. We call this a lizard lunge. You then root down through your right hand. Inhale to sweep left arm up, gaze up. Exhale, we'll thread the needle all the way over to the right. This actually feels really good for your spinal flexibility as well. Exhale to reach. Last time, inhale, sweep up. And exhale, feed it through. Good, coming back through center, lengthen spine, pull your sternum forward. Make sure you don't round through your back, and then hinge straight down. This is why blocks are really helpful. You can place them under your forearms and give your wrists a little bit of a break. As you stay still here, this is a great time to focus on your breath. When you're ready to come out, I do recommend holding this pose for about 3 minutes. Rise to your hands, activate through your glutes and core, and then bring your left foot back to tabletop. You can drop your hips side to side, kind of rinsing that out, and make sure you repeat on the right. Second pose we're going to take on today is deer pose, or as some people like to call it, 90-90. So drop down to your right hip and bring your right shin to the top edge of the mat so that it's parallel to the top edge. And then the back leg is also going to find 90 degrees. If you're really tight, you can bring it more to 45. But start here and see how that feels. We'll start with a hinge. Again, what's really important here, and I see a lot of this, is we use our spine to hinge forward, and we'll start to flex through the back when we really want to bring that range of motion into the hips instead. So you can use your blocks, really try to keep that nice flat back, and then exhale to hinge straight forward. We'll inhale to rise back up. Exhale to hinge. Inhale to rise. Now, if you take your hands out of the equation, you're really going to feel the work a little bit more. So exhale, hinge. Inhale to lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to lift. And then exhale, we'll stay right here. Holding this for about 30 seconds or 5 full breaths. When you're ready to come out, inhale to rise. Use the support of your hands, and we'll root down through the back knee here and lift the back foot. So working on some internal rotation. So root down through the knee, lifting the foot and especially the toes and the ankles evenly here. Core, stay strong. And exhale to place that back down. Rooting down through the front leg now. So then go ahead and grab your blocks, and we'll prop the bum up onto the blocks, walking the feet wide. Make sure your toes and your knees line up in the same direction, and we'll work through some internal rotation here, which is again really important for hip health. Start to drop your left knee in and bring it back up, and then your right. Going nice and slow. Really, there actually is no rush. See if you can get the knee all the way down and bring it back up. Continue to switch sides. And then we'll come back through center. Lengthen through your spine. Elbows compress into your knee. One of the biggest hang-ups that we find in a yogi squat is our dorsiflexion. So that's the ability to bring your toes up towards your shins. So making sure that if you use the blocks, that feels comfortable. And anytime that you don't have the blocks, you can always add them back in for that dorsiflexion. So then we'll move into a yogi squat without the blocks. Again, if you need to, you can always walk the feet a little bit more narrow and lift through the heels. Because what I don't want to see here is you trying to ground your heels down and then you collapse through your spine. So it's really important here that the spine is lengthened, chest is lifted, and you're using a lot of your lower body to keep yourself up in this stance. When you're ready, go ahead and sit down onto your bum. Try not to use your hands. And we'll bring the soles of the feet together, coming into a butterfly. So I actually find that this pose really inhibits my range of motion or my ability to hinge forward. I am very tight through my hips and my low back. So one of the ways that you can help to mitigate that is by bringing the feet a little more forward in front of you. Start by taking a big breath in and exhale to hinge straight down. Grabbing onto the fronts of your toes. The further your feet come away from your body, the more you're going to feel this in your low back versus your hip. And then we'll switch. So pressing your right hand down into your right inner thigh. You'll feel that, but then you want to fight that pressure with your leg. Focus on your breathing and release. So make your way onto your knees. We're going to come into some camel leans. So rising up, start with your toes tucked. Bring your hands back behind you for support. Now, a full camel pose would typically be the full spinal extension with your hands resting down, but we're actually going to just work towards building strength through the front line of our body. So your hands can come back here for support or hands to your heart. Your toes can be tucked or untucked, totally up to you. Just make sure you keep a lot of pressure into the feet and into the knees. So not one or the other, but both equally. When you're ready, hips press forward, activate through glutes, core, hands to heart, start to lean back, and then come back forward. So how far you go is going to be completely up to the strength that you have through your quads and through your hip flexors, and how warm you are in this position. So we'll do one more here. Try to do about 10 reps on your own. And then make your way down onto your heels. Take your knees wide as if you were about to start child's pose, but instead we're gonna hinge straight back. Shoulder blades come together, tuck your tailbone underneath, and then we'll sit down, lay down, or drop to your forearms. So I like to do this one as a modification for Hero's Pose because Hero's Pose can put a lot of pressure on the knee joint and your ankles as well. I actually find a deeper quad stretch in this position than I do in Hero's Pose. And then when you're ready, rise up. Hero's Pose is with the knees together, the feet nice and wide apart. Rather than trying to take the calves out to the sides, that will put more internal rotation on the knee joint and it won't feel as good. So we're gonna iron the calves straight back towards the heels as you sit down. And kind of settle in here, make sure it feels okay on your ankles. This is plantar flexion versus the dorsiflexion that we felt in our Malasana or our Yogi Squat. When you're ready, hands can come back behind you. Lift your bum just for a moment, send your tailbone back down. And one thing that tends to happen here when people lay back is their knees lift, so make sure you try to avoid that and keep them together as much as you can. When you're ready, you can make your way onto your forearms, maybe support yourself with a block. And if it feels good in your body, you can lay all the way down. Grabbing onto your ankles. If it feels okay, arms can come up overhead. And slow your breath. When you're ready to come up, press through the back of your skull, root down through your elbows, and then support yourself one leg or one hand at a time. Hands can come out in front, come forward, roll out through your ankles. If that was too intense, we're gonna do one side at a time. So make your way to your bum. We'll bring the left heel and tuck it beside the left glute and root down through your right foot. So one-sided Hero's Pose. You can extend if you like. You're welcome to lay down, but I actually like to stay up on my hands, root down through the right foot, activate through your core, press into both feet and your left knee, and then lift your hips up. You're gonna feel a really nice deep stretch through your left quad, through your hip flexor. And again, slow your breath. When you're ready, come on out, nice and slow. Take your time. Again, alternatively, you can lay down here. If you feel really uneven through your hips, slide a blanket or a block underneath the right side. Make sure you repeat that on both sides as well. For this last one, you just need one block. Place it on your right side. Have your left knee in through your chest. Lengthen spine, breathe in. And then very slowly lay down. It's okay if your right leg lifts. We'll hang out here, extend it straight. So one-sided wind relieving pose. Then when you're ready, you're gonna use the strength of your core. Rise up, pressing down through left foot, hand comes to the block, and lift yourself up into a pistol squat. Sit back down, lift just your right leg. Good, we'll do that again. So hug your left knee into your chest, lay down. Try to keep your foot grounded if you can. Extend through the foot, breathe. And then when you're ready, inhale, rise back up, root down through left foot, hand comes to block, hover your butt off the ground. Sit back down, and then lift your leg. One more time. Slowly lay down, nice and slow. Breathe. Use a little bit of momentum, core strength. Press up, root into left foot, hover your butt. Sit back down, and then lift your leg. See if you can hold it there. Even better, extend the left leg straight and lift your right leg up. Again, creating a lot of strength through the hip flexors. Exhale to release. Sweep your arms up overhead and exhale to fold. Bend through your knees. Nice flat back. And so again, make sure you do the one-legged wind relieving and pistol squats on both sides. That's it. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment what your favorite pose was or what you'd like for me to work on next time. If you like this video, make sure you check out my other yoga videos. I have a fantastic Sun Salutation A breakdown with all of the common misalignments. See you next time.